which is why kailangan talaga ng napaka-objective na body, whether national or international body or organization, to be able to go through the filtering process of these research studies. Now, it's unlikely that any of the UVC light would penetrate through the cornea and the lens to reach the retina because of the short wavelength, yung high frequency niya. But the ultraviolet light is invisible to the eye, but can be used to disinfect microorganisms, including chlorine-resistant protozoa. Itong mga protozoa na ito, microorganisms that are highly resistant, that evolve na po sila, is kahit pag gumamit ka ng chlorine. And research studies show by certain companies that UV light technology can address that. Regardless of whatever technologies you use, mga kababayan, you have to remind everybody to strictly follow the top-to-bottom process of cleaning. So working from top to bottom, dust the ceilings and blinds first, wipe tabletops, counters, baseboards, and then sweep. Do this to avoid having to clean the same area twice, because this prevents you from spreading dust onto a surface you've already cleaned. That is a very basic protocol. May mga public area attendants po tayo, ang ginagawa po nila pressure washing or power washing, which is the use of high pressure water spray to remove loose stains, mold, crime dust, chewing gum, and dirt from surfaces and objects such as buildings, vehicles, and concrete surfaces. Yan. So nakikita natin sa picture na yan sa mga facade or sa front side ng ating mga establishments, especially sa mga stairs kung meron po kayo, common areas, talagang power washing ginagamit nila. Please be reminded na cleaning, disinfecting, sterilizing are different. Cleaning, removing the loose soils ng po yan, dust and substances. Disinfecting, yan po ang gusto natin i-level up. A process of cleaning with a chemical substance in order to destroy bacteria. Now, hindi kailangan po na branded, kumbaga, ang mahal kasi ang price ng ibang mga brands nagdedepende sa marketing, sa packaging na as well as sa marketing ng kanilang mga produkto. But importante po na nakalagay po dyan na it can destroy or inactivate the bacteria. In the field of medical science, meron naman another one, sterilization, which refers to the process that eliminates, removes, kills, or deactivates all forms of life. All forms of life. In particular, referring to microorganisms such as fungi, bacteria, certain viruses, and other biological agents like prions present in a specific surface. Kaya po yung mga prions na yan talagang agents that are able to resist certain chemicals. Which is what I would like to remind you to clean first and then disinfect second. Sanitizing design po yan talaga to reduce the number of microorganisms. So a safe level na magagamit po natin yung mga immunities. On your screen, ito po ay isang one glance area po na pwede niyo pong tingnan ang differences between cleaning, sanitizing, disinfectant, or sterilizing. The differences among these terminologies should be put to heart and mind of every housekeeping professional. So cleaning, removing soil ng kuya, that does not kill them. Sanitizing lowers the number of bacteria on the surface, and disinfecting kills infectious fungi, bacteria, and viruses. Pero may nakakalusot. Ito pong resistant bacterial spores. And ang highest level po talaga sterilizing. Kaya yan ang ginagamit sa field of medicine talaga. Used for destroying all living microorganisms by physical or chemical means. So, trivia, different types of viruses. Living beings such as plants and animals contain cellular machinery that allows them to self-replicate. In contrast, viruses are free forms of DNA or RNA that can't replicate on their own. In fact, itong viruses na to, they need to invade a living organism to replicate themselves. And these viruses package RNA and DNA po yan. They can make themselves more copies of themselves by hijacking the machinery of cells para makapag-replicate. Pag masyadong marami na po sila sa katawan ng tao, then that is a time that the person, COVID-19 patient, succumbs to death. Which is why we would like you to be reminded na ito pong viruses na ito should not be underestimated. In fact, the human immunodeficiency virus or HIV are two species of lentivirus, subgroup po yan, retrovirus that infects humans. Over time, itong viruses na ito, they can cause acquired immunodeficiency syndrome or AIDS, which is a condition in which progressive failure of the immune system allows life-threatening opportunistic infections and cancers to thrive. Unlike coronavirus, sa HIV po, meron ng medication na pwede gamitin ng tao. Pero since novel na po ang coronavirus, wala pang vaccine, therefore walang medication. Which is why this particular webinar entitled Reassessing Housekeeping Practices against sa inyo ng DOT Regional Office state is really being conducted and in some other regions talagang over and over again so that we can reach as many places within a region or in the rest of the country. Tingnan naman po natin yung types of masks that work best. Respirators, N95 is a respirator. Thick and steel-tested respirators made of tangled fibers that are highly effective at filtering pathogens in the air. Ang diameter po nito, the diameter of a coronavirus is estimated to be 125 nanometers, billion of a meter. Keeping this in mind, it's helpful to know that certified N95 respirators can filter 95% of particles that are 100 to 300 nanometers in size. And N99, pag nakita po yung N99 respirators can have the ability to filter 99% of these particles. But N100 naman po, respirators can filter 99.7% of these particles. So, surgical mask naman po, ito yung normally na ginagamit ng iba po na, kasi mura ito, and they come in bulk, kumbaga sa soaking tindahan or soaking pharmacy store. There are various types of surgical masks. Typically, these are disposable, single-use masks cut into a rectangular shape with leads that expand to cover your mouth, post mouth region. They are composed of breathable synthetic fibers. So this one is what some housekeepers would prefer rather than yung iba pong mga mahirap na gamitin po ganyan. And unlike respirators, surgical face masks don't have to meet filtration standards. They aren't required to form airtight seal against the area of your face that they cover. How well surgical masks filter pathogens varies widely. Iba-iba po, with reports ranging from 10% lang na na-filter to as high as 90%. Depende po kung gano'n nyo po ka-fit yung especially sa nose portion and the jawline. Yan kasi yung importante po. Dito, normally, fit na po yan. You have to really use your sanitized hands in making sure that walang nakakalusot po ng air. Of course, may mga cloth masks na pwede po DIY po yan, do it yourself cloth masks. Less effective siya ang protecting the wearer because most of the gaps with nose cheeks, then also the fiber itself. The fabric is not porous and can't keep out, which means hindi niya po nakikip with 90 droplets. Kung may humatching sa harapan mo, below 2 meters, posible na mag-penetrate yan dun sa outside portion of the cloth mask. Then it can creep into the part, into the mga butas-butas. And since nanometers po yan, pwede malakapray po ng tao. In some cases po. And yung ibang yan tend to be less effective than the medical grade counterparts. And experimental results suggest that they are far better po yan than no mask. So, when worn and constructed properly. May mga iba po, very fashionable na po siya. But we'd like to remind you, regardless of whatever kind of masks you use, whether N95, N99, yung mga surgical masks or mga cloth masks na ginagamit nyo po. Make sure that if cloth mask ang ginagamit nyo, make sure na maglagay na po our recommendation is maglagay na rin po kayo ng face shield. In many tourism establishments or destinations in the Philippines, nandun pa sa mga aside from the face mask, may face shield pa rin po kayo para doble-doble ang ating ginagawang pag-iiting against the number one enemy, the novel coronavirus. Yeah. So yung high-touch areas po, make sure that you stop the spread of germs and viruses by disinfecting high-touch areas. And then control methods po natin. Last topic po natin this morning, kailangan magkaroon po kayo ng pest control. Answer the following questions. What mix of pests are present? What attracts the pest in your establishment? What are the particular habits of these pests? And what are the most effective control measures to eliminate the pest? Yung effective pest control program ng isang housekeeping must be reassessed and must include the following: food sources by good practices, controlling pests with appropriate methods, as well as specific procedures or reporting purposes. So these four are the basic ones that we would like you to reassess or to include also all the time when it comes to your housekeeping practices. So let's take a look at each of them one by one. Check nyo po yung pest infestation within your tourism establishments. Watch for droppings or traps. Yung mga iniiwanan po nila ng mga excretions will determine the kind of pest that is relevant, that is present in your establishment. And they may lead to entry points and nesting. Pag sinabing nesting, talagang dyan sila nanganak, dyan sila tumadami. And tumadami at nanganak po sila dahil for one, they know they're hidden, hindi nalilinis masyado. Number two, they know that they have a food supply. Number three, may water supply sila. Number four, hindi po sila pinapatay or pinatay. That's why they're nesting in certain parts of tourism establishments. So you watch for product or container damage, and then because ito po mag-indicate ng type of pests present. So for example, may mga container damage po sa ibang mga lalagyan, especially sa ating mga food and beverages areas ng ating tourism establishment. Doon po nanggagaling sa kanila. Sa mga rooms, why is it that there are pests in certain rooms? Kasi may naiwan si tourist na crumbs or particles ng mga pagkain na kinain niya po sa loob ng ating mga establishment. Kung may ipis po, nabanggit po kanina, pag may ipis po, ibig sabihin may mga napapasukan po sila mga butas-butas. And remember, any animal needs food and water. Kapag may naaamoy po sila na pagkain, iinom po sila na tubig, kaya nga po sa CR, palaging nandyan yung mga pests natin kasi may tubig dyan, and even ang toilet bowl iniinom po nila yan, and they are kumbaga yung sistema nila immune na sa ganyang klase mga substances and liquids. So note that ang ating proseso kailangan itignan natin yung presensya ng dead pests. And the baits are always at times effective. Depending on the kind of pests present in your establishment, yun na po ang gagawin ng mga traps. So you either capture or you destroy them. Traps work by attracting the pests, and they vary in test, smell, and curiosity. They can find the pest. Trick mechanisms or sticky pads. Kung winged pests and meron kayo, sticky pads will be the way to go. It will also be good for you to purchase yung electric badminton. If you're familiar with electric badminton, kasi talagang nakaka-capture siya. Nakikita mo through using your naked eye, talagang sila po ay na-electrify, and this will automatically you will see automatically the decrease in winged pests within your establishments. Either you use the vents and mechanical levers or electric current, electric badminton. And then also, you work with the contractors. May mga pagkakataon po na hindi na enough yung ating ginagawa sa housekeeping department. And that's why we have to work with contractors. These are knowledgeable, trained, and licensed na mga pest control professionals. Technically speaking, nasa housekeeping department po sila. Kumbaga nasa hygiene and sanitation po sila under. No? And what you need to do is to draw up a plan for trap or bait placement and specify the reporting that needs to be done insofar as what you want them to do. Anong klaseng pest ang tinututukan mo? Anay po ba yan? Mga ipis po ba yan? Mga labok po ba yan? Mga daga po ba yan? So these contractors know what to do given the type of pests that you report. And but just make sure na you hold them these contractors accountable by verification. Sometimes it cannot be done once, but paulit-ulit, babalik at babalik po sila. So huwag kayong magtipid when they say babalik daw po sila, and that will have another fee. No? Because ang pest control naman po, hindi porke ginawa na po yung once, automatically wala na po. Because there can be several factors such as baka may nests na hindi sila nakuha o kaya yung mga surfaces mismo kailangan na tanggalin at palitan ng bago para hindi po mag-nesting at hindi po mag-thrive ang mga pesting. Pero babalik din po tayo sa housekeeping practices natin and pest control. So we'd like to remind everyone not to leave your garbage like sa picture na nakita niyo po sa kanan. Marami pong ganyan na inilalagay na lang po sa any part of their establishment, sa likod, sa area na kinokolekta. No? But be aware na dapat po ang protocol natin ay nasa container ang mga trash na ito. Either metal container, plastic container, or then container na meron po takip. Para hindi nakakalmot ng mga aso at pusa at hindi nakakapagdagdag ng mga daga, ipis at mga langaw or lamok. Replace traps that are out of place. Place your lunches in designated areas only and let your supervisor know if you see evidence of pests. Can we make it a habit that once in any part of your establishment you see a specific type of pest, we highly recommend that you have a logbook. Logbook niyo po, saan niyo nakita yung pest na yan, ano ang pest na yan, saan niyo nakita yung pest na yan, anong araw, anong oras, and dapat nilalang na po yan. So kapag wala po tayong written record then hindi parang buti-buti lang o akahakan ating mga housekeeping personnel, which is what we don't want to happen. Dapat may evidence po tayo. So monitor them. And ang sanitation and pest control na proseso ng program po is there to be able to, we would like to ensure adequate and appropriate maintenance and cleaning of this establishment and equipment. You need to control pests by managing your waste. I'd like to emphasize that. Control pests by managing your waste and monitor effectiveness of maintenance and sanitation procedures. Now, note na ang pest control systems must also include preventing access. Now, buildings should be kept in good repair and condition to prevent pest access and to eliminate potential breeding sites. A key terminology there would be breeding sites. Now, use of wire mesh screens on windows, doors, or ventilators are sometimes recommended. Hose and drains must be kept sealed. And yung harborage and infestation for availability of food and water encourages pest harm. Yung harborage on potential sources, food sources should be stored in pest-proof containers and stacked above the ground and away from the walls para po hindi ma-access ng mga pesting yan. And please note, ladies and gentlemen, that we need to continue monitoring and detecting all of these the presence of these unwanted pests. Establishments and surrounding areas should be regularly examined for evidence of infestation. These and more, ladies and gentlemen, are what we are highly recommending when it comes to reassessing your housekeeping practices during